What's going on, everybody? Cheshire Gengar here. I'm finally back with the first place deck list of the deck I used at locals. It was BLACKWINGs with a little spice in there. Um, I've got a few plans for the next couple deck profiles that I hope to be testing out and bringing to y'all soon. Whether they work or not, I'll still give you the profile. Maybe someone else enjoys the idea and can work around with it. Um, so I've got this one that primarily focuses on playing through Droll and Ash and summons a lot from the deck instead of searching quite as often or as heavily so that you don't just die to Droll. Um, yeah, I got Drolled a couple of times and just started summoning stuff straight from the deck instead of adding it to hand. It was very helpful, helped me close out a lot of games just because I could keep going through Droll. Let's see. Yeah, we went 4-1. We had one tie against Branded. That was my one tie. That guy ended up in second place, so good for me because I think tiebreakers just barely gave it to me. The people that I beat were playing pretty meta relevant decks, like obviously the tie with Branded. And then also we had Live Twin Sprites, which was pretty meta relevant. That deck is just all gas. And we also played against a runick sprite deck, so again, meta relevant. I don't even remember what the other ones were. I just remember they weren't rogue. Yeah, we'll go and get into the profile. I have a lot of strange choices that a lot of people will not agree with, but I've been trying to make more unique builds. I mean, of course, we can all watch Konik and Silent Blackwing. Shout out to Konik. I know he's going to the German Nationals, I think tomorrow. So good luck to him. But yeah, I just wanted to make a build with my own unique flair instead of net decking like a lot of other people do. But it's good to watch Konik and Silent Blackwing, and hopefully you watch me as well and start getting a baseline of how certain things work together so that you can put your own flair on it. And that's what I've been doing since I've been playing this deck since whenever 5Ds came out. Like I saw Crow beat those two officers at the same time. I was like, yep, I want this deck. So we got Threesome Moon. Obviously, it's their best starter. So Threesome Moon to search Black Whirlwind. And I'm only playing 2 Shamal right now to search the Feather Whirlwind. You almost always search it. You don't really need to open it. Opening it doesn't do anything for you that searching it off of Sudri wasn't going to do in the first place, because you don't really want to normal summon it. And you don't want it to be like one of the only Blackwings you open. If you open these two together, fine, then you're good. But since banishing it off of Shamal you'd be able to get it back anyway, and then it's not too big of a deal to only play 2. But I will play Vada at 3. That one's staying at 3 unless I'm doing something drastically different, like the maining D-shifter build that I'm thinking of. Then in those circumstances, or if D-shifter is like super meta relevant, then yeah, Vada would need to drop down to 2 because he can't use his effect under shifter. But yeah, those are your main cards. They're usually pretty useful. I would say definitely play 3 Sudri. Sudri is definitely one of your best normal summons, because you definitely want to go Simoon into Sudri and Whirlwind, search these 2. But I'm also running the North and South combo, so I actually brought back the Blizzard. It actually came up. So if you don't know, since no one plays it anymore, on summon, Blizzard brings back a level 4 or lower Blackwing from your graveyard in defense position, and he's a level 2 tuner, so that's the level 6 right there. And then Oster is a level 4 tuner that on summon brings back one of your level 4 or lowers from your banished pile. So Grave Revive, Banish Revive, North and South. But also you have Oster's extra effect where it can banish itself out of the graveyard, and it'll put wedge counters on all of your opponent's monsters for full armor master to be able to take one, Whereas its other effect is that you can banish itself from the graveyard to put black feather counters on a blackwing dragon equal to the number of monsters your opponent controls, which can be pretty clutch for just winning in time. Just go Vada, dump dump whatever you can, find a way to get this into grave. Once you have Blackwing Dragon on field, banish this, give your opponent, give Blackwing Dragon the counters, and just burn them. I think the most I've burned anyone for with Blackwing Dragon was 2100 on top of Nathung's 800. So it made cleaning up the game with damage really easily. But yeah, North and South combo was working out. I mean, I would recommend Oster. I'd say try out Blizzard. You don't have to play it. But Oster comes in pretty clutch, especially going second when you can just get it engraved for full armor master. We also play Zephyros and Gale, just obvious. The level 2s, we play the Harmattan and one Breeze. I really want to, or not Breeze, Chinook. I really want to boost Chinook up to 2, but when I did try that, I started bricking on it. I mean, it's searchable, recurable, but it is a very good negation effect, being a Veiler that also lets you dump. I actually won a game because of Chinook. When they made Zeus with 4 materials, they tried to, and I only had the Blackwing Dragon engraved. I didn't have the Boreas Storm engraved. They tried to Zeus. I responded with Chinook so that I can dump the Boreas Storm, and then they responded with Zeus again. So they nuke board, Chinook negates them, and then I send the Boreas Storm, and then when they pass turn, I'm able to just go ahead and banish 2, summon Assault Dragon, and get over the Zeus, and also got rid of all the materials on the Zeus. So that was real helpful, forcing them to out the or to use both sets of materials. Yeah, Chinook's really good. I wish I could run him at 2. I'm gonna still try to find a way to do it. I'm still running the Orochi. A lot of people have cut this because you don't really need to go into. You actually don't play odd numbered or odd leveled synchros anymore. Like, we don't play many 7s, we don't play many 9s, we don't play any 11s. So odd numbers, this being a 1-star, usually don't come up. You usually do like a 2 and a 4, or a 4 and a 4. You play a lot of even numbers, but sometimes I need the odd numbers. So I still play the Gale and the Roshi. And then for your small world bridge, we play the Noctovision Dragon, and that's mostly because it's a level 7, so it doesn't conflict with any of the Blackwings. It's dark, so it matches all of them. It doesn't have the same defense as any of them, and none of them have 0 attack points, so you're good to go there. Your lowest attack points is the 100 on Chinook. But yeah, so he's a dragon. But yeah, he's a great small world bridge because with 0 attack points, you can also use the 2 Drolls or the 2 Ashes, since they have 0 attack points as well, and that'll help you out. You can either banish a hand trap that you don't think you'll need to banish him to get any Blackwing, or you can banish any Blackwing, banish Nocto, get any Blackwing. So you're good there. Or if you really need to, you can banish a Blackwing, banish Nocto, and search any of the hand traps. So we're playing 2 of those, and I'll go ahead and tell you we're playing 2 Imperm, so that's our 6 main decked hand traps. We're not trying to main deck too many hand traps, but the last 2 monsters we're playing are actually the spice of it. I'm playing 2 copies of the Samorga Perfection because I got tired of going Simoon, banish for cost, get Whirlwind, summon, activate Whirlwind, and get hit with an Ash. I hate that. It ruins the entire combo, especially if you only opened with 2 Blackwings in hand. So now if I open this with it, it's Simoon, get Whirlwind, and when you normal summon the Simoon, you chain 1 Whirlwind, chain 2 Simoon or Samorg, summon Samorg, Whirlwind search, Ash can't stop it, and then you search the Sudri. And now you summon Sudri, and it's like, well, they can ash you can choose which one you want them to ash. You want them to ash the Sudra, or you want them to ash the Whirlwind, and you can just stack your chain links accordingly. But yeah, Simoon came in pretty clutch. He's also just an extra level 4 dark winged beast for your what's it called, the Y-Strix to summon out. So yeah, sometimes you don't really want to summon an extra copy of Shamal or Sudri, depending on what you open. So having an extra level 4 dark winged beast is pretty helpful for this case, especially because we do run a couple level 4s that a couple rank 4s that we'll need. And then for the spells, they're pretty straightforward. We're only running 2 whirlwinds actually. I got tired of if I have more than 2 whirlwinds on field at the same time, one, it's clogging up your spell and trap zone, because the one off Simoon won't die till end phase, and you can't set anything that same turn after that. So, and then you've got the Blackwing Twin Shadow, to where if you're not ending on 2 Blackwing monsters, you're going to need to set that Twin Shadow. So I really don't want to clog my zones. Same thing with like Imperm. So if I have 2 Whirlwinds, Imperm, Black Feather Whirlwind, maybe 2 Black Feather Whirlwinds, your zones start getting clogged up pretty well, or pretty quick. So just 2 is fine. And then, where they're at, we'll go and pull those out first. The 2 Black Feather Whirlwinds, I mean, they're both searchable, and then they're both very helpful. The reason I really wanted to drop them down to 2 the most was because they don't do anything on activation. If they did something on activation, like searched a Blackwing, and then yeah, I would definitely play 3. But because they don't do anything on activation, they're not as helpful. Then we play the 2 small worlds, and then playing 2, 2, and 2, we don't really brick on them as much. You're not going to open multiple copies nearly as often, so that helps too, because the one brick I had was opening all spell cards, and then 2 allures, and I allured into 2 more spell and trap cards. I was like, yep, nope, we're just going to go to game 3. But yeah, that was unfortunate. But I like Allure just because the deck is all dark, and I'm playing the Oster to bring back whatever I banished off of the Allure. But I've also played Prosperity, and it really is just picking your poison. Me personally, I like using the extra deck, and I like having multiple options in the extra deck, so I don't want to banish 3 to 6 out of my extra deck just to look at the top 3 and get what I want. A lot of the times with this, you only want to look at the top 3, which you might as well have just drawn 2 anyway. But yeah, it's up to you on which one you want to play. I mean, Prosperities are extremely expensive still, so just go with the Lure if you really need to. I actually might end up just cutting that all together, but I'm not quite sure yet. I'll give y'all an update on how that goes. And then we also have one of the rank up Magic Force. We are not playing the Magic Launch because we're not playing the Kali Yuga build. Yeah, surprising. I think my last video was definitely the Kali Yuga build, but with this, we're only playing the rank up Magic Force. And then we're going into 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. Dark Ruler is, I mean, it's just a good going second card, so you want to have some board breakers just in case you do go second. So I've got 2 Dark Ruler No More and 2 of the Spice card. Swordsoul Punishment. Swordsoul Punishment was crazy. What Swordsoul Punishment does, it's a common out of the new set. What it does is if you control a synchro monster, target a card on the field, banish it. But it's not just on the field. It's target a card on the field or in the graveyard, banish it. So this can be a DD Crow. It can be just spot removal for any card on the field. Get rid of a floodgate or whatever. There can be only one is really annoying, but I can still go summon Vada, use Vada effect, and make, what's his name? Make Blackwing Dragon against Vanquish Soul since they're playing TC Boo, and then drop this and banish the TC boo. So yeah, it came in pretty handily when I actually did see it, but of course it's not searchable, so I didn't see it that often. And then the traps were 2 imperms, which I mean 2 or 3 would be fine. And then I'm also playing the 1 twin shadow, and then the last one I'm playing is Blackbird Close, which usually isn't that good. Most people don't use it, but it does mention Black-Winged Dragon, so you can search it off of Sudri if you already opened the Twin Shadow. And it's also a counter trap, so they won't really be able to respond to it as much. It negates and destroys that monster effect on field. And if you want to, you can summon Black-Winged Dragon from your extra deck. But yeah, if you control a Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragon already, you can activate this from hand. So it's real easy to just go, you make your board, they normal summon their starter, and you just drop this from hand, tribute a Blackwing monster to negate and destroy their starter. That's usually pretty helpful, and it's searchable. So I liked it. I might take it out if I decide to put in like the fog blade and stuff, because we are running Rusty, and might put the Raider's Wing back in there. That's an option, but I'm not quite sure yet. But I like the Blackbird Close. It was an interesting thing that caught a lot of people off guard. For the extra deck, we have Full Armor Master, Assault Dragon, Chaos Angel, and Dissipator for our level 10s. Those were pretty good. I'm really wanting to go back to something that I did when I got 3rd at locals, and that's run 2 copies of a Core of Chaos, the new level 2. I think it was Photon Hypernova. Basically you banish a dark out of your graveyard, special summon it. It's a level 2 light tuner, so that and Blackwing Dragon easily make Chaos Angel with both effects. In this deck currently, you really only want to make Chaos Angel going second, because it won't have its light effect to make you unaffected by opponent's activated monster effects. It'll just have your monsters can't die by battle effect, but you get its on summon effect to banish a card when you go second. So, and then Dissipator, really good. But yeah, I might go back into Core of Chaos. We run the Silverwing, the Ascendant, for the Blackwing Twin Shadow play. Pop 2 cards, trigger the Feather Whirlwind, stuff like that. We got the Ghost Rare of the Blackwinged Dragon. Ooh, got that good angle. Yep, very good card. I've had this thing for 10 years? No, more than 10 years. It's just so clutch. It comes in handy all the time, and I'm just so glad it's actually playable again. But yeah, it's very fun to have. I've also got the Starlight and the ulti, but you know, gotta play the Ghost Rare. I miss Ghost Rares. Borea Storm, it's a good card. It just does its job. Foolish Burial to level modulate is nuts on a Blackwing tuner. And then the Thung, MVP, burn them for time in game. He is Cowboy for game. He is Gem Knight Garnet for the extra normal summons. He's lowers an opponent's monster by 800, which helps you get over them. Yeah, it's really helpful. We've got a lot of burn effects and drop their attack point effects, so very helpful in this. And then we're playing the Muddy Mud Dragon to go into the Dragoons, because Muddy Mud Dragon is Dark Magician and Blackwing Dragon. Then you go into Dragoons. We play the Rusty, and we play the Wastrix. I might try to find a way to fit in a IP Masquerena in order to make the Rusty indestructible, and then quick make it on the opponent's turn. But mostly I have Rusty in here, so that quick line, or the rank up magic will rank up our Forstrix, and because Forstrix searching a Sudri off of 4 strict, so you have follow up for next turn. Or what I've been doing was searching Oster off of 4 strict, so I follow up on next turn. Have Harmattan banished when I do the rank up spell to go Oster, bring back Harmattan. Harmattan target Oster to become a level 6. Synchro into full armor master. Banish Oster, give their counters. Take one of their monsters is a real good follow-up play, especially in a simplified board state. But I'll either use the rank up spell to go from 4 strix into Arsenal Falcon and cause Rusty to pop either the Arsenal Falcon or the opponent's monster if I think they're gonna just attack over this anyway. Or like when they tried to Zeus and I used rank up magic to summon Arsenal Falcon. Zeus killed Arsenal Falcon came back and became Ultimate Falcon. So you can rank up magic into Arsenal Falcon or banish by banishing 3, or yeah, he's a 7, so banishing 3, or you can banish 6 and go straight into the Ultimate Falcon. Either one is fine. You really just gotta tailor it to your current game state, but Ultimate Falcon was really clutch. It also won in time because on both players' end phase, if your opponent doesn't have monsters, they just lose 1,000. So I saw there was like 5 seconds left on the clock. Quickly did the rank up spell, banish, summon, go to end phase, and with 5 seconds on the clock, I ended my turn, and that pretty much sealed it because he loses 1,000, and then because he has no monsters, I went first. So yeah, just another way to win in time. A big body 3,500 that they have a hard time attacking over, and he's unaffected by card effects, and also dropping my opponent's monsters by 1,000. So he helped me win against Branded in order to get that tie because they couldn't out him, because he can't be super polyed or Fallen of Albaz effect to contact fusioned away because unaffected. Those are still card effects. But also him dropping their opponent's monsters by 1,000, having a 2,500 monster that used to be 3,500 is much less menacing. Or having Mirror Jade get dropped down to 2k, it's not that impressive anymore. And then they have a hard time attacking over anything after that. But the side deck was weird. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that now. The side deck was really weird, but it worked. We have Ark Rebellion, Exceeds Dragon, and Raiders Knight. Those two were just a good 1-2 punch combo. They wasted all of their negations trying to stop me from making a board just for me to go overlay, detach, overlay, gain everything, swing. We also played the Archfiend Abyss, especially since we're playing the Orochi. So go into this. I got even lead like 3 times today. So going into this and him being able to negate evenly, or even negate Dark Ruler if you time your cards right. They Dark Ruler, you Twin Shadow, and then you chain Archfiend to target the Dark Ruler and negate it. Like he can come in pretty clutch. And then we also played a Shidori on the side. Siding into Shidori was nuts. Also, when you side deck extra deck monsters, it throws your opponent for a loop. They're like, wait, what? No one sides extra deck monsters, and I very much enjoy doing it because now they're worried about not what you put in your deck to break a board, but what you put in your deck that you're gonna go into. They thought they saw most of your extra deck when you comboed, and now they've got different variables to account for, and it can throw them for a real loop. Especially because Shidori gains 300 for every Blackwing in your graveyard, including the 2 you use to make him. So baseline, he's 3,200. And then he can get a whole lot bigger. It's really good for getting over some very large towers-esque monsters. But yeah, and then also if he gets killed, he brings back any of your winged beast synchro monsters in your graveyard, so that's a way to get the full armor back if they do end up outing it. But also an important thing about Shidori is that when he hits field, his effect is applied before the feather whirlwind checks his stats. So he hits field. He has 3,200 at the or at the minimum because of the 2 he used to make him. And then the feather whirlwind goes to check. So if you have 5 blackwings in grave and he's gaining 1,500, he hits field as a 4,100, which means feather whirlwind can bring back any of your extra deck stuff. The Chaos Angel, the Dispatter that you normally can't get back because they're too high of attack points. Black Feather Whirlwind will be able to oh well, no, it only brings back blackwings. That's what I was messing up on. Anyway, it brings back the that's my bad. It can bring back the full armor master, which is the main way that I used him for. But yeah, it would be nice if he could bring back any of them. But yeah, getting over 3K is really good for bringing back the full armor master. But that's my bad. What was this? Zonda. I played one Zonda just because he's very confusing for a lot of people to deal with. If you go Sudri or Borea Storm, dump Zonda, Borea Storm just stays a 6. And you just use him with a 4. But then also when you synchro with that and make full armor master or whatever, bring him back off of the black feather whirlwind, and he's a compulsory on once he hits field. So you special summon him on and then bounce something. He also can banish himself out of the grave to special summon a level 5 or higher blackwing from your main deck, which just banish him to get a Sudri if you need an extra 6 to synchro with. So that's helpful. And then we play 2 kaijus. When I know I'm going second, I take out the Nocto Vision Dragon to put this in because it's still a small world bridge. And I also played 2 Alpha Master of Beasts, which was really good. That game I was talking about where I beat the Zeus, he tried to Zeus me. I used the Chinook, and then I had the ability to make the Black-Winged Dragon, but I top decked Alpha, and Zeus had no material, so I just went special Alpha, bounce, then banish the 2 out of grave, summon it, and then swing straight for 3,200 with the Blackwing Assault Dragon. We also played 2 deck lockdowns and 2 Gozen match. These 2 floodgates were MVPs, very, very solid. I opened up a Gozen match against Mathmechs. They drolled me, so I just set deck lockdown. And then after I didn't set deck lockdown, I set Gozen. Yeah, they drolled me. I set Gozen. They went summon Sigma. I went chain Gozen. They scooped. No, they didn't scoop. They just couldn't out it. They passed turn, and I just proceeded to full combo and out them because the entire deck is dark. They should have scooped. And then the last 2 were evenly matched. Deck lockdown against runicks was nasty. That came in really clutch. Deck lockdown was really fun to have because they can't summon from deck and they can't add from deck. It applies to both of you, but if I go make full combo and then drop deck lockdown, what are you gonna do? It really doesn't matter. I'm not playing under deck lockdown. You've got to break the board without adding or summoning from deck, which good luck for most meta decks right now. Yeah, deck lockdown hard shut down the game 3 against the mathmech deck. So yeah, it was a really good day. Went 4-1, no losses. Got first place. Pulled a collector's rare Vanquish Soul Heavy Borger out of the box, so I was happy. Still trying to put that deck together, so having a CR is really nice. But yeah, that's the deck. Let me know if y'all would rather see the D-Shifter build or the Chaos build with the Chaos core in it more in the comment section, and I will whichever one gets the most likes in the next couple days, I'll make that build next. But yeah, that was all. Y'all have a good day.